The modern internet feed is an avalanche. We are buried under overlapping audio clips, rapid-fire cuts, and an endless stream of algorithmically optimized stimulation. Step away from the screen, and the physical world often looks the same. Modern corporate branding and minimalist interior design favor clean, efficient spaces that offer zero historical weight or mystery. Then, in the middle of the scroll, the algorithm serves you an interruption, a heavy dose of centuries-old gravity. Confronted with a flat, sterile reality, digital subcultures are incorporating religious imagery to manufacture a sense of presence. They are borrowing the weight of the sacred to create aura. In digital culture, aura is the ultimate currency. It's an undeniable, mysterious presence that makes a piece of content feel important and historically anchored. The cross functions as the primary visual engine for this effect. It carries 2,000 years of history, suffering, and iconography in a single geometric shape. For a generation raised on screens, religious imagery provides a dense layer of meaning that can be instantly applied to a 15-second clip to make it feel profound. The takeover starts with the soundscape. Producers began sampling the ethereal vocals of Latin hymns and layering them over the aggressive, pulsing kicks of modern trap, creating the Gregorian trap genre. This works because of how choir music is physically composed. These vocal arrangements use specific high frequencies designed by ancient architects to induce a physical sense of awe. The slowed and reverb trend takes these potent vocal tracks and stretches them into vast, echoing scores. These soundscapes create a temporary sense of sanctuary. They provide a high-fidelity emotional experience within a digital environment that is otherwise shallow. The visual appeal relies on 4 specific architectural elements. First is stained glass, which acts as the original cinematic projection, turning raw sunlight into a narrative of color. Second is marble statuary. The stoic saints and weeping angels offer a visual representation of permanent emotion, providing an anchor in a timeline that refreshes every few seconds. Third is the votive candle. Compared to the cold blue light of a smartphone, the warm, flickering analog glow of a candle feels like a sensory relief. Finally, the text. Gothic black-letter fonts and Latin scripts lend modern captions an immediate sense of authority. Digital creators are stripping the assets of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance to reconstruct them for a vertical screen. Different internet tribes have adapted this repertoire of symbols for their own needs. Pop icons merged religious tragedy with vintage Hollywood glamour, creating a template for millions of teenage girls. The dark academia aesthetic uses academic stone architecture to evoke the romance of hidden or forbidden knowledge. The opium aesthetic takes the opposite route, stripping the symbols down to their dark, vampiric roots through high-contrast red lighting and aggressive stage presence. Meanwhile, in Christian core, creators use blockbuster-style editing and thundering beats to project a message of discipline and absolute truth. The symbol of the cross functions as a mirror, reflecting whatever specific aesthetic a subculture wants to project. This widespread use has triggered a debate over meaning. Critics argue that divorcing a symbol from its theology turns 2,000 years of history into a mere accessory. We see this clearly when luxury brands turn the Gothic cross into a high-priced fashion flex, or when the Met Gala uses ornate religious iconography as a couture mood board for celebrities. But digital culture often moves from irony to sincerity. What starts as a fashion choice can lead to a genuine curiosity about the origin of the symbol. Even the purely aesthetic use of the cross points to a subconscious craving for the depth and permanence that modern life fails to provide. This trend is moving from the screen into the physical world. Teenagers are entering cathedrals specifically to capture the way light moves through 13th century windows for their feeds. The physical space offers something the digital simulation cannot. The scale of the stone arches and the verticality of the architecture make the digital experience feel small. The architecture is designed to overwhelm the ego. When the scale of the room makes a smartphone feel like a toy, the device is often put away. This shift suggests a preference for the friction of stone and the weight of history over the sterile, frictionless designs of the future.